Let's break down what's really happening with Donald Trump's approach to America's finances and why it's got the whole country talking. Donald Trump's bold new vision for America's money is making headlines and sparking heated debates from coast to coast. Since returning to office, Trump has promised a sweeping financial overhaul, one that's got Wall Street, Main Street, and everyone in between on edge. Investors, business owners, and everyday Americans are all watching closely, wondering how these changes will ripple through their lives. He's tossing out the old playbook, aiming for a total reset of how America handles its cash, banks, and global economic role. This isn't just about tweaking a few policies. It's about rewriting the rules of the financial game from the ground up. Supporters are thrilled, picturing lower taxes, fewer rules, and a booming economy. They believe Trump's shakeup could unleash a new era of American prosperity, with more jobs and bigger paychecks. They see this as a long overdue liberation from bureaucracy and globalism. For many, it's a chance to put American businesses and workers first, cutting red tape and letting local communities thrive. But critics are alarmed, calling it a reckless gamble that could destabilize the entire financial system. They warn that upending decades of economic policy could have unpredictable and possibly disastrous consequences. They point to recent market chaos, like the triple sell-off in April 2025, as a warning sign. For them, the risks of sudden change outweigh the potential rewards. This isn't just a policy debate. It's a fundamental clash over America's future. The choices made now could shape the nation's economy for generations to come. The stakes? Your job, your savings, and the price of your groceries. Every American will feel the impact, whether at the checkout line or in their retirement accounts. Whether you're excited or anxious, Trump's financial revolution is about to touch every American life. The coming months will reveal just how deep these changes go. So, why should you care? Because this is about your wallet, not just Washington. The decisions being made today could determine your financial security tomorrow. At the core of Trump's plan is deregulation, cutting what he calls job-killing rules. His executive order demands that for every new regulation, 10 must be scrapped. The goal free up banks and businesses to grow, lend, and hire without Washington's red tape. Agencies like the FDIC and CFPB are being gutted or merged, with consumer protection slashed. Supporters cheer the end of government overreach, seeing more choice and less bureaucracy. Critics warn this is like firing lifeguards before a hurricane, removing safeguards that prevent financial disaster. The message is clear. Watchdogs are out and risk is in. Will this spark a boom or set the stage for another meltdown? That's the trillion-dollar question. Trump wants America to lead the world in digital money. His administration is pushing for US dollar-backed stablecoins. Digital dollars for fast global transactions. The idea? Keep the dollar dominant as finance goes digital. But there's a twist. Trump rejects a government-issued central bank digital currency, calling it a threat to privacy and freedom. Instead, he's betting on private stablecoins, opening the door for crypto innovation. Supporters see this as a bold move to secure America's financial future. Critics worry about fraud, instability, and losing ground to countries like China, which are developing their own digital currencies. The US is all in on private digital dollars. But is it a smart bet or a risky gamble? The world is watching. The third pillar, America First economics, an approach that leans heavily on tariffs and targeted incentives to protect US jobs and industries from foreign competition. The idea is simple. Keep American factories humming and workers employed by making it more expensive to import goods from overseas. Sweeping tariffs on imports are designed to boost American manufacturing, encourage companies to build and hire at home, and punish economic rivals who undercut US industries. These measures are meant to send a clear message. America will no longer be taken advantage of in global trade. There's even talk of creating a new federal agency dedicated to collecting these duties, ensuring strict enforcement. Meanwhile, proposals to make interest on American-made car loans, tax-deductible aim to give consumers a break and further stimulate domestic demand for US-built vehicles. The so-called Gold Card plan would offer fast-track citizenship to wealthy investors who are willing to put their money into American businesses and create jobs. It's a bold move to attract global capital and reward those who help grow the US economy. Supporters call these policies patriotic and necessary to level the playing field, arguing that they restore pride and opportunity to American workers and entrepreneurs. Critics, however, warn of higher prices for everyday goods, the risk of escalating trade wars, and a system where the wealthy can essentially buy their way into the country, raising questions about fairness and long-term impact. These bold moves have rattled financial markets, sparked global backlash, and left investors uncertain about the future of international trade. Is this protection or provocation? The answer could reshape not just America's economy, but the entire global order for years to come. America First is no longer just a campaign slogan. It's a sweeping policy shift with real-world consequences for workers, businesses, and the world at large. Trump's financial revolution has split the nation. Hope on one side, anxiety on the other. Across the country, Americans are watching closely, wondering if this bold new direction will bring prosperity or peril. The divide is sharp and emotions are running high. As the stakes grow ever larger, supporters see deregulation, tax cuts, and unpredictability as the keys to a new economic boom. They point to surging markets and business optimism, convinced that shaking up the old order will unleash American potential like never before. They believe less government means more innovation, jobs, and prosperity. For them, this is a chance to break free from red tape and bureaucracy, giving entrepreneurs and workers the freedom to thrive. Critics see chaos, slashed safeguards, market turmoil, and a risky game with America's stability. They worry that removing regulations could open the door to financial disasters and that the unpredictability is shaking the very foundations of the economy. The April 2025 market sell-off is to them a red flag that investors are losing faith. They argue that the warning signs are everywhere and that the cost of ignoring them could be catastrophic for millions. Unpredictable policies and attacks on institutions like the Fed have fueled uncertainty. The tension between the White House and financial regulators has left many wondering who is really steering the ship. The big fear? America could end up isolated, vulnerable, and stripped of its safety nets. If things go wrong, the most vulnerable could pay the highest price, and the nation's sense of security could be shattered. Whether this is a genius move or a dangerous gamble, no one can say for sure. The country is holding its breath, waiting to see which way the scales will tip. What's certain? The stakes are sky high. and the outcome will affect every American. From Wall Street to Main Street, everyone has something to gain or lose in this unprecedented moment. The future is being written right now, and the choices made today will echo for generations to come. So, what does all this mean for you? In a word, everything. These policies will shape your job prospects, your savings, and your cost of living. If Trump's supporters are right, you could see more jobs, higher wages, and easier access to loans. Tax breaks and deregulation might put more money in your pocket. But if critics are right, you could face higher prices, riskier banks, and fewer consumer protections. The safety nets that shielded you from past crises may be gone. We're all part of this massive economic experiment, willing or not. The outcome will define America's financial future for years to come. One thing's clear: the stakes have never been higher. Your wallet is on the line.